that could not fix a problem in the Middle East over 80 years, a problem that they created. And you can see a casualty is what they refer it to as. 400 people being slaughtered in one day, and the minister, he says there were casualties. Now, Barney, you can see the disparity here. That I take you to another world now. My family were expelled from Uganda. What about you, Barney? Where were you expelled from, or did you come here to settle in the UK?
So my father settled in the UK. He came in a few months before I was born, and he was a really well-educated person, but all he was get a job in a factory. And he, like many of the mass immigrants of the 1960s, saved up money to bring his family over. And we finally came in 1969. Um, and so we weren't expelled. We're the other side of the story. We're the story where we were welcomed because we filled the shortage. We were welcomed because we were part of the British Empire. And people forget, because they don't know the country's history, that anybody that was colonized was automatically a British citizen.
Of
So
course,
we were,
now I want to touch on this very important point, and I want all the listeners now to understand what is the difference between myself and Barney and many of you, Yaya included. Did you come here to settle, or are you a settler here?
Well, my father worked in the shipping industry for ships all over. He's very old now. He's in his 90s, 96 right
Okay,
now.
so
Yeah.
you came to settle into UK. Now, what's the difference here? A settler, Barney, he comes, he gets rid of the indigenous population, whichever means that he finds necessary, and he takes over the whole land. With it, and so have you grown up with it. Just the difference to say, just the difference to say, the words we speak are very powerful. Now, in a parliament, when a prominent minister will say casualties instead of saying 400 innocent lives slaughtered, murdered, that is the difference here. Casualty or plain right atrocity. This,
I think language is really, really important. I think that in opposition, they would have used those terms. And then diplomacy sets in, and suddenly audience is different. So that old phrase of, and I'm not trying to defend it, please don't think I'm trying to defend it. Um, the old phrase of we um, we uh, uh, we campaign in poetry and we govern in prose has never been more apt. The foreign secretary, when he was in opposition, was allowed to be more vocal. Now he has to be more considered in his language because he's speaking for a country, and anything he says
yeah.
could have could have, and I wouldn't have anything, any pullback, and I wouldn't have anything, any pullback or pushback because I'm a journalist and that's my job
Now,
to
here's Barney.
hold a mirror
You,
to society. Sorry, let me just
yeah.
finish the point. Hold up a mirror to society and to challenge. Whereas as a diplomat, I had to be more circumspect. Now, am I defending it? I'm not, but can I understand why we've got to do it? Yeah, I think I can. And I think if you get the politicians by themselves, they will tell you more and they will use the words that you want them to use. But in a public way, I'm not sure that they always can.
Now, Barney, 650 we have in Parliament. Along your tips, who are the ones who make a noise, who are for, who are against, right? Who is lobbying? All of this, Barney, now the way of the future is not just me and you to talk about it, right? Is to put forward a solution on the table.